A rookie mistake. The riot officer didn't even flinch. He simply activated enough mode, yanking her to the ground like a claw machine snagging a pride. Number 3. Protect the ball. The men treated the match like a personal mission to protect the ball at all costs, and the women, well, they spent the game chasing shadows. Every attempt to steal the ball turned into a wild goose chase as the guys passed, juked, and ran circles around them. It was less of a match and more of an unintentional cardio class. By the end, the women weren't playing football, they were just desperately trying to touch the ball. Number 4. Hands-free. Eel O'Neill decided to take hands-free dominance to a whole new level. Tying up Ziggy Haim like it was arts and crafts hour, he casually plopped down mid-match while she twisted and turned like a fish out of water. It wasn't wrestling, it was a wrestling showcase. He just sat there thinking about how the rest of the show is going to be aired on TV and stopped where he was. Number 5. Double chicken wing pin. In a classic brains versus brawn showdown, the boy had a sneaky plan. Play it cool while the girl went all in with her moves. She had the technique, the takedowns, and probably the crowd on her side, but he stayed patient. Once she started running on fumes, he flipped the script and the scoreboard. Like a pro, he hit the double chicken wing pin, turning her winning streak into a nap on the mat. Slow and steady wins this match. Number 6. Trained woman versus untrained man. The woman brought skill and training to the mat, but the guy? He brought raw determination and maybe a bit of luck. Every time she moved in for the win, he somehow blocked, dodged, or threw in some wild counter that actually worked. He totally made it up as he went along. In the end, the real victory was his ability to survive. Number 7. Walmart takedown. Clean up in aisle 5, but make it personal. A Walmart employee was minding his own business when a customer decided to escalate things with a cart push, and, for some reason, a spit to the face. Bad move. The employee wasn't having any of it. He pursued the shopper and delivered a punch so clean it might have been sponsored by Clorox. Number 9. For the streets. A woman picked a fight right in the middle of the street, yelling in a man's face like it was her own personal stage. He tried the don't engage route, calm, cool, and collected, until he couldn't anymore. One punch later, she found herself on the ground, totally stunned, as the crowd probably wondered. Did that just happen? She clearly couldn't believe it, but next time, maybe she'll stop before she gets sucker punched. Number 10. No match. It was supposed to be a friendly competition, but the grappling match turned into a one-sided spectacle. The female teenager tried her best, but the guy came in with moves that were leagues above hers. There was no flipping this one around, and she learned that one the hard way. Number 11. Black and blue. She picked the wrong fight, and unfortunately, she didn't know when to quit. She couldn't keep up with his strikes, and by the end, her face looked less like a contender's and more like a jigsaw puzzle. Girls as shocked as the audience is, but that doesn't mean all of us didn't see this coming from a mile away. Number 13. Mouth versus fist. She was running her mouth, thinking that because she worked out, she could take on just about anyone. Little did she know, her muscles weren't enough to back up her trash talk. One smack to the head from the two men, and suddenly she was on the receiving end of a lesson in humility. All that tough girl energy evaporated, and in the blink of an eye, she was a lot less intimidating. Turns out, strength isn't just about size, it's about knowing when to keep quiet. Number 14. Teacher to baby. This teacher thought she was the tough one, trying to intimidate a policeman with her aggression, slapping him like she was some kind of action hero. Big mistake. He didn't even flinch. One slap back, and suddenly she was reduced to tears, crying like a baby. Maybe don't raise your hand at a man twice your size. Number 15. 0 to 100 real quick. This girl thought she was the bully, constantly bugging the guy and trying to steal his backpack. For almost a minute, he dodged her moves like a pro, hoping she'd cool off, but she kept pushing. That's when he had enough. With a swift smackdown, both hands came in hard, and before she could react, He had her pinned in a corner with a chokehold she couldn't escape. She probably learned then that messing with someone who's cool under pressure, not such a good idea. Number 16, bystander takedown. This girl decided to jump into an argument between two guys, yanking one of their bags and smacking him in the head. Naturally, he fought back to defend himself, but then suddenly it turned into a full-blown mob situation, with everyone around attacking him. Was he even wrong? All he did was protect himself from an unwarranted hit, but somehow he ended up as the target of the whole crowd. Number 17, aggressor to victim. This woman was loudly arguing with the man on a busy street, ignoring the chaos around them. Without warning, she slapped him, clearly thinking she had the upper hand. But the man wasn't having it, and immediately returned the favor with a slap of his own. As people started gathering, the tables turned and she quickly went from aggressor to victim, demanding an apology. Funny how the tone changes when the spotlight shifts from what you dish out to what you're served. Number 18, slam. In this wrestling match, the man had clearly reached his limit. Without hesitation, he grabbed the woman and executed a slam dunk move totally illegal but effective. He may have broken the rules, but he neutralized the threat in seconds. While it wasn't by the book, sometimes the quickest way to end a confrontation is to throw caution and the rules out the window. Number 19, dumb move. This woman was on a kicking spree, targeting an older woman sitting down for no apparent reason, people strolling by, daylight shining down, but she kept kicking without a hint of remorse. A man tried to step in and stop her, but she slapped him like she was in some dramatic soap opera. Big mistake. He returned the slap with one powerful strike that sent her straight to the ground. One moment she's the villain, the next, she's the one getting knocked out of the storyline. Number 20, double whammy. This girl strutted up to the guy all smug, like she was about to school him in bullying 101. She thought she had him, but he wasn't backing down. One smack, and her whole world got flipped upside down. She didn't take the hint though, and came charging back for round 2. Big mistake. He delivered again, and this time she was left completely shocked. She tried to keep fighting, but she was clearly no match for him. Number 21, seconds. She thought she was going to look cool here, but just ended up getting knocked out cold in seconds. Number 22, my bag. During a live TV show, this woman decided to start kicking a man on stage, starting off the fight. He paused for a second, probably thinking, "Is this really happening?" Then grabbed her by the hair and dragged her off the stage. It was a real, "you don't mess with me" moment, but she wasn't going to stay down. She stormed back for her bag like nothing happened, then walked off, yelling at everyone along her way. Number 23, unexpected. This man was trying to be a gentleman. He doesn't hit women, but when she swung first, he had a creative response. Without missing a beat, he slapped a wig on and, in true comedy fashion, body slammed her. Number 24, parking lot tantrum. This Karen in the parking lot thought she'd have the upper hand, annoying the man like she was about to get her way. But nope, when she threw the first punch right at his phone, no less, he responded with a bang. One smack later, and she was on the ground faster than you could say "stupid woman." Cue the shocked Pikachu face. She didn't see that coming at all. Number 25, smackathon. This woman thought she could just wail on the man's head without consequences, probably assuming he'd stand there like a punching bag. Big mistake. He had enough of the hit me game, so he scooped her up and dropped her onto the ground like a sack of potatoes. That'll definitely make you reconsider your life choices. Number 26, feminists. This Aussie man got hit for supposedly fat-shaming a feminist, but instead of backing down, he hit her right back. She tried to womansplain to him, but that didn't fly. Calmly, he dropped the mic with one last fatty as he walked off like he was in an action movie exit. She probably didn't expect to get schooled in both street smarts and how to handle a comeback. The lesson here, don't dish it out if you can't take it. Number 27, Stick versus man. One woman thought she'd bring the stick to the block, trying to scare off all the men around her. Her friend jumped in, grabbed the stick, and started swinging it at one guy. But he wasn't having any of it. He fought back so smoothly that the first woman ended up getting tangled up in the chaos. That stick didn't seem as scary after all, and well, it's harder to play the victim when you're both part of the problem. Number 28. 2-for-1 special. This woman was yelling her head off in a burger joint, thinking volume equals victory. But surprise, that's not how it works. She got so agitated she threw a punch, only to get one right back. But her friend, thinking she could jump in and save the day, flew in at the wrong second. The man quickly took her down too. As he walked off, the first girl clung to him like he was some kind of superhero. Too bad, though he kept walking and she was left weightless, powerless, and definitely not winning this round. Number 29. Knock me once, shame on me, knock me twice. This woman decided to take a swing at a police officer, but she quickly found out the hard way that hitting cops comes with serious consequences. Her punch sent her all the way down to the curb, leaving her stunned for a moment. But determined, she got back up, only to launch another strike at the officer. This time, though, he wasn't having it, so he knocked her straight to the ground himself. Guess the second time's not always the charm, especially when you're picking fights you can't win. Number 30. Last call. After being kicked out of the bar, these women weren't having it, so they decided to take matters into their own hands and attack the bouncers. Big mistake. The bouncers quickly handled the situation, pushing them right back. Kicking, screaming, and generally causing chaos, it quickly became clear why they were thrown out in the first place. They thought they'd fight their way back in, but all they were met with were men way stronger than them. So safe to say, they didn't even make it an inch into that door. Number 31. Hold my beer? Oh no, I got it. This man was just trying to enjoy his beer and a box of nuggets, thinking it would be a nice, peaceful day. But, of course, his woman had other plans. She tried to knock the nuggets out of his hand, probably thinking it'd be some cute little move. Big mistake, he smacked her right back with the nuggets, sending her to the ground in disbelief. The funniest part is the fact that he just walked off with his beer, like all of that chaos didn't just ensue there. Number 32. 2 is better than 1. This girl thought she could attack the guy, but instead, she got a super clean body slam that looked like it belonged in an action movie. It was so smooth, it didn't even look real. Her friend rushed in, hoping to be the hero, only to get the exact same treatment. A third one tried to step up, but at that point, the guy was just over it. He was like, "I'm done with this," and walked off, leaving them all to think about what really went wrong here. Number 33. Banned for life. This self-entitled woman, clearly drunk and already being tossed out of the game, thought it'd be a good idea to punch a cop in the head. Bad move. She got a quick, no-nonsense smack right back from the officer. It was like a dose of reality right in the face, literally. Turns out, if you throw a punch at the wrong person, you might just end up getting hit harder than you bargained for. Number 34. Let me go. This shoplifting woman thought she could make a quick escape, but when the employee wouldn't let her go, she started playing the victim, screaming, "Let me go!" But to no avail, she quickly realized she wasn't going anywhere. The employee calmly held her down to the ground, waiting for the cops to show up. She might have tried to make a getaway, but her plans went down with her, leaving her stuck in handcuffs with this going on, her permanent record. Number 35. Not the shoe. During a Russian game show, things took an unexpected turn when this woman decided to hit a man with her shoe. Bad idea. He didn't take kindly to that and quickly knocked her to the ground with a swift move. Guess she thought she'd walk away with the upper hand, but instead, it was her that got knocked down a peg and the shoe didn't fit the situation. Number 36. 2 can play at that game. This drunk girl thought it'd be a fun idea to punch a man hard enough to make his face bleed. Then, like it was a joke, she started laughing and acting like a kid who just pulled a prank. But when he got mad, he punched her back, evening the score. Suddenly, she turned into the victim, and all her fun came to a screeching halt. Guess it's all fun and games until the tables turn. Number 37. Laughing to crying. This woman thought she could verbally attack a man, throwing racial slurs his way, but she quickly learned that wasn't going to fly. He stayed calm until the bus doors opened, then delivered the loudest slap the world has ever heard. With a perfectly timed exit, he walked right off the bus, leaving her stunned and silent. That's quite a swift reality check. Her words didn't just backfire, they hit harder than she ever imagined. Number 38. Shut up. This woman was causing absolute chaos on the subway, thinking that as long as she was loud and had her laughing friends backing her up, she'd be untouchable. But when the men finally had enough, things turned real ugly, real fast. What followed was a brawl straight out of hell, fists flying, voices shouting, and no one left laughing. She might have thought she had control of the situation, but the men made sure she knew who was really in charge. Number 39. Know when to quit. This woman was talking trash to a store employee, acting like the customer is always right, but he had other plans. After she threw the merchandise on the floor, he'd had enough. He dragged her out, but she wasn't about to go down easy. She forced her way back into the store like a bull in a china shop, but it took a few more punches to finally get her out for good. Looks like she learned the hard way. This customer was definitely not right. Number 40. Alpha male tries to fight bouncer. This stupid customer was removed from the women's bathroom in a club and decided to challenge the bouncer to a fight. Seriously, did he not think a buff security personnel wouldn't be trained to completely destroy people like him? He kept asking for him to come outside, so the bouncer put him outside after a flurry of insults instead of showing him the heavens. He really showed a lot of mercy to someone who didn't deserve it. Number 41. Bikers versus gang. This gang of scrawny teens who thought they were tough decided to attack a ferocious gang of bikers. There was only one way this could have gone down. A biker gets punched, and he looks more annoyed about it than hurt. Eventually, the police get involved and break the whole thing up. One of the bikers got tased and acted like it was just another day. That's how you know they're the real deal. Number 42. Pro boxer makes MMA fighter look silly. We're looking at the age-old rivalry between MMA fighters and boxers. The fight community always seems to agree that MMA pros aren't real fighters, and this pro boxers proves that point in one short match. Number 43. Knocked out on the street. This guy loses his temper and challenges the wrong guy to a quick one-on-one. Our guy is standing completely stiff during the fight, while the other guy looks like he is jumping around like a dummy, but just watch his feet. He's coordinated with excellent footwork. It's clear who's going to lose. The dude is lucky all he got was punched instead of possible brain damage. It's a street fight with no rules after all. Number 44. Civilians versus Marines. Have you ever heard of anything stupider than picking a fight with the literal Marines? The civilians talk the talk, but they can't seem to walk the walk. One guy gets 3 flimsy punches in, but all it takes to knock him down is one punch from an annoyed Marine. Maybe don't pick a fight with the people trained to serve and protect your country next time. Number 45. Forcing an MMA artist to fight. This guy gets challenged right in the middle of Grand Central Station and decides to put his MMA training to good use. Note to self, never challenge the dude wearing a shirt that says "Everybody fights." Number 46. Road rage fight. This MMA fighter knocked out a man with his right punch and strangled the other man with a rear naked choke, all in self-defense. Next time you get road rage, remember that the guy you're fighting could be a trained professional. Can a bodybuilder fight? Is bodybuilding all for aesthetics, or can these guys actually do something with all those muscles? This bodybuilder goes up against a professional fighter to answer this question once and for all. Turns out the dude has no balance, zero skill, and he has no idea what to do with all his muscles. And yet, he's better than the pro fighter because he's so strong and impenetrable. The pro fighter looked like a teacher sparring with a student. Not a good look for years of training, if you ask me. Bodybuilder versus black belt. This bodybuilder thought it might be a good time to go up against a jiu-jitsu black belt and get his butt kicked. Turns out you can be built like a truck, but it's all useless in the ring if you have no knowledge of techniques. Number 13. 1 pro versus 4 regular guys. Turns out when you're a trained fighter, you can take down 4 full adults all by yourself. A whole gang tries to take this dude down, but he's just unstoppable. It's almost like a film scene.